Hey folks, I'm Rupali, your host, and welcome back to Crime Hack. Continuing with our story Mystery of the Catacombs Tunnels, we are moving on to part 20. If you're new, please listen from part 1. The link is on top right corner. Now, let's dive in. Nayak Brothers and the Mystery of the Catacombs Tunnels by Rupali Rajapathe Roti, part 20. On the investigation trail of why their friend Aakash was attacked, amateur detective brothers Raj and Sandy were ambushed for talking to Priya too. When Priya decides to join hands with them because she is equally determined to find the culprit, she spots a peculiar ring at the ambush site where Aakash was attacked. Back home, she remembers that the ring belongs to Tushar, a boy in her locality. Upon hearing this, Sandy gets really excited and makes plans with her to see this guy the very next day. However, Priya doesn't turn up at the college, and by lunchtime, Sandy gets too worried to wait anymore. He decides to go look for her, but he doesn't know where she lives. So, he finds Deepak, the guy who loves her, because the lover boy would know her address for sure. Deepak's eyes suddenly widened and he looked both sides furtively. "Have you gone completely mad?" he stabbed with his words in a hushed tone. Taking him aside, he continued, "I have heard about what happened to Aakash, and I also know about you. You must be crazy going after her." "Thanks for the concern, but I am not going after her. I have just some work." "No, Sandy," Deepak looked panicked. "Talking to Priya is really risky right now. I wouldn't dare talk to her, let alone go to her house if I were you. She's better off away from the college for a while." "You don't understand, Deepak. It's important." Now Sandy had to tell him the truth. It's not her who is causing all this trouble. It's someone she doesn't even know who is doing it. And right now I'm worried about her safety. That's why I need her address, Sandy informed, growing impatient. Deepak looked taken aback. "She's in danger?" he asked slowly. "I don't know, but I've got a bad feeling about it all." Deepak pondered for a while and then blurted out, "I'll take you to her." He seemed to have decided on the spur of the moment. "I feel responsible for all this. If it was not for me, Aakash wouldn't have been attacked, nor would you or your brother." He then added meekly, "I lost my friend because of my stupidity. Aakash doesn't even want to see me anymore." "Okay, you have your big chance to mend things with Aakash now. Come, let's go." There was no time to waste. They set out on Sandy's bike with Deepak sitting behind, guiding him all along. On their way to Priya's house, Sandy was thinking desperately. Yesterday, Priya didn't even want her family members to know that a guy was dropping her off. Don't know how they are going to react when a guy arrives at their house looking for her. The situation was really going to be awkward and it could turn ugly. What would I say to them? She was going to give me some college notes? Nah, she isn't even in my class. It was difficult to find a valid reason to tell her parents about why he was looking for her. The truth also couldn't be told. What could he say? A guy in college who is sitting right behind him had proposed to her and another guy was beaten up by a bunch for it. And Sandy was trying to find out who the attackers were. Telling them that was completely out of the question. Why can't parents just accept the facts as they are and deal with it? Sandy thought. Your daughter is beautiful, she's bound to get proposed to. Isn't it obvious? Now I have to lie just to talk to her. Sandy was always very uncomfortable lying about anything, so he had developed the skill of distracting and confusing as an alternative. But in this case, there was no scope for either. What was he going to do? Suddenly, he heard a stifled noise and realized that Deepak had uttered it. As if to confirm, Deepak suddenly cried out, "Stop, stop, 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 stop!" What happened? But Deepak wasn't listening. God, what was I thinking? If her parents don't kill me, she will, for sure. How can I go to her house? What would I say? "Hello, my name is Deepak and I am the guy who proposed to your daughter." He was panicking now. Okay, Sandy cut in. "Just give me the directions and you can get off here." After a moment of hesitation, Deepak gave directions and Sandy set out on his own. But upon reaching Priya's house, he found the door locked. He decided to ask the neighbors. "Hello, uncle," he greeted as a man opened the door and he smiled back. "I was wondering where I could find Priya Mahajan." The man shot him a long, hard look. "Why do you want to know?" he growled. "Uncle, I am the son of ACP Ratan Nayak and my name is Sandeep. I am in her college. She was going to help me with something, and that's why I was trying to reach her on the cell phone. But she has neither picked up my calls nor replied to my SMSs, and I became worried, so I came down to check on her." The man's gaze softened and his face darkened in concern. "She's gone missing." "What?" Sandy was shocked to hear this. No wonder this man was hostile towards me. "But Priya, where could she be? How can someone go missing from their own neighborhood? Does this mean she has gone into hiding, or has she been abducted? Oh God, is her abduction related to the case that I'm working on? Was it because I talked to her yesterday that this happened? Shit, am I responsible? Stupid. Sandy cursed himself. The man probably must have seen his expressions changing with each horrible thought, and he started talking. Yesterday after dinner, she went for a walk and never returned. Her parents have gone to the police station to file a missing persons report. Oh, I wish I could wait and meet her parents. They must be so worried. But thanks, uncle, I won't take any more of your time. He turned to go but remembered something and called back. Uncle? The man stopped while closing the door. I was just wondering. Yes, beta? Whether you know of a boy who is visiting a family in your neighborhood. He is here for the past almost 2 months and is looking for a job. His name is Tushar. I don't know his surname. Sandy realized he must have sounded crazy, but he had to try. Oh, yes, of course. He lives just down the block in Mr. Tiwari's house. The man pointed a finger in the direction. What does he look like? Sandy asked matter-of-factly. Average height, slender, silky hair. 19 or 20-year-old boy. The man made a fist, raised his pinky finger straight up at the sky and shook it a little to indicate Tushar's slenderness, and Sandy realized that Tushar must be skinny rather than slender. Sandy went on his way, muttering his thanks. As soon as he left the building and headed toward the apartment mentioned, he spotted a boy fitting just the description, walking right ahead. Oh, tiri! Sandy jumped at the sight and dropped behind a tree to watch him. As if to prove he was the guy, the meager boy made a beeline to the exact house pointed by Priya's neighbor, and Sandy was assured. That's Tushar, all right. But the very next instant, a void formed inside him. Now what? He asked himself wordlessly. He had accomplished what he wanted at the start of the day, to see what Tushar looked like. But now the circumstances had changed and Priya had vanished. Sandy racked his brain. Where could she be? What must have happened to her? Just then, Tushar re-emerged and Sandy ducked behind the tree at once. Shit, did he see me? After a short frantic moment, he stole a peek. Tushar had taken to the road on foot. Sandy breathed a sigh of relief, but his mind was working overtime, and Sandy wasn't sure whether to go after Tushar or to try looking for Priya. Undecided, he started after Tushar with uncertain steps. Soon enough, Tushar's manner changed and he started looking both sides furtively. Sandy's attention immediately got arrested due to the sneaky behavior of his quarry. Presently, Tushar skipped to the shrubbery along the roadside and Sandy's curiosity piqued. That's my boy, he cheered on silently. Lead me to something important, man. A few minutes of walking and the hustle and bustle of the lane was left behind. The area looked deserted except for the two of them. A dilapidated, ancient, run-down building loomed just ahead and Sandy made an abrupt halt. A deserted mansion? You come here to meet someone, punk? Is this where you plan ambush on unsuspecting college students? You kidnapped Priya and kept her here? Sandy decided to stick to the shrubbery, lest someone was watching through the windows. But the moment he took a step back, something hit his head hard from behind and he collapsed into darkness. So friends, if you like the story so far, please subscribe, click the bell icon, support the channel, and don't forget to share. Those getting introduced to this channel, please hear the story from part 1. Also, there's a lot more to come, like how to save yourself from being a victim or a criminal, what to do if you have already become one, how to get out of the mentality of the victim or the criminal, what to do if you find yourself in a desperate situation, business opportunities with zero or minimal investment, so survival doesn't become a reason for you to turn to crime, and many such things. The main purpose of this channel is to help you in real life and in real situations. So, spread the word to everyone. You never know who will benefit from what content on this channel. The Patreon account link is given on the video. Please contribute what you can so I could produce more of such helpful content. I publish a new episode every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with bonus content on other days, so keep a lookout. Until next time, keep safe. Namaste.